Hello there, everyone. I am on a horse in Montana. I have never done a Facebook Live from on top of a horse before, and I'm excited because the Lord wants this as an example of today's topic we're going to be talking about, and that is having fun and enjoying our lives. And so let me get this so that I can share this and we'll get started. So again, welcome to, I'm actually in Rexford, Montana. It is west of Eureka. They have a beautiful lake that is right on the other side of this house, which I will show you as we go. And then next Monday, the Lord just confirmed for me just minutes ago that I'm going to go to Hart, Butte, Montana, which is on an Indian reservation that's just south of, it's called Blackfeet, I believe, Blackfeet Indian Reservation, that is just south of Glacier National Park. So anyway, the Lord is allowing me to have fun, to enjoy my life as an example for others, that that's what He really wants us to do. He wants us to enjoy our lives. He wants us to And I always liked Bonanza because they always had someone that was evil trying to come against and do some things that were wrong. That's right. And so it was always a good example. No nudity, you know. Oh. I've read with my family in Nashville, or actually Tennessee, but not very often. Alrighty, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, so I will hop off. Thank you very much, Jerry. Again, beautiful horse. Reminds me of little Joe's horse. And I'm going to flip the other way so you can see me. All right, and again, this is Cobalt over here. And I'm going to show you the view from the back of their house. It's just beautiful, very peaceful. And it's interesting because this lake goes all the way up to Canada. Canada is probably, I don't know, maybe 7 miles as the crow flies north here. And a lot of Canadians come down. And I'm trying to think of the name of the lake. I know it ends in like Canusa. I think it's Canusa, something like that. But it's got partly Canada in it, C-A-N, and then USA as the latter part of it. And it's just a beautiful, breathtaking area here. When they have the sunsets, they're just beautiful. So that's kind of an example, I believe, of what the Lord really wants in our lives. He wants us to be at peace at all times, not to strive, not to fight, not to argue, but to simply enjoy our lives as much as we can. Of course, the enemy hates that, wants to steal our peace, wants to cause division, strife. You can always tell when people have the enemy strong upon them, because you'll see a lot of that in their lives, because they don't understand, you know, what it's like to have peace, to enjoy our lives. So anyway, it is amazing what the Lord has done. I had no idea that this was the backyard of the house I was staying at. Again, I get invited to come places and the Holy Spirit opens the doors. And in fact, I remember when Jerry had reached out to me and invited me to come out, it was around Memorial Day weekend, and I had no plans to come west. And after he called and reached out, the Lord said, I want you to go west. And I remember there's a saying, go west, young man. And so he told me to basically start off here in Montana, work my way towards, you know, Idaho and Washington, and then go to Oregon, go to California, go to Arizona, New Mexico, and back to Texas. And so this is the first leg of the Western tour. And it's neat how the Lord's connecting, because I had no plans to go to Iowa a couple of days ago. And we're hearing, you know, a lot of positive feedback from testimonies of people's lives that have been changed. And then I had no plans to go to Billings, Montana, until a woman from Colorado had stumbled across me on the internet and learned about the ministry, and then connected me to a pastor that was from a Messianic Jewish church in Billings. And so I just happened to go there. And now they're hearing tons of miracles, people's lives that have changed. They're having peace now in their head. They don't have the chatter anymore. So I love how God's doing this. And just the Lord confirmed just minutes ago to have me go to the Blackfeet Indian reservation that's just south of Glacier National Park, to Hart, Butte. I'll be there Monday night at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And I know I've had a heart for the Native Americans. I went on a mission trip with my family to an Apache Indian reservation, I guess it's maybe around 15 years ago, in Show Low, Arizona. And so anyway, the focus of today is to enjoy your life no matter where you're at. And I've done, you know, gone through the enemy, having the enemy cause me to do things that weren't me. And so when you have those moments and so forth, and the enemy's trying to come against you from other people, is to try to take yourself out of your own shoes and look at yourself from the Lord's perspective, from a bird's eye perspective from heaven. When he looks at you and you're going through all these striving and struggles and complaining and so forth, he doesn't want us to say any unkind words out of our mouth, any words that are going to, you know, ruin our peace, because life and death is from the power of our tongue that we have. So the same thing goes to where you may have no money, you may have miserable circumstances, and if all you do is sit and complain and complain and complain, they're not going to get better. Always look for the silver lining, look for the sun shining through the clouds of the darkness, and you can do something about it. You can. I know when I was going through what I was going through, I was limited. I didn't have any money. I had to give and give and give. Went into a great deal of debt, but I could still go for a walk. I could still get away. I could still walk, like go to a park, a local park, pray in tongues. I could still have as much fun as I could with limited funds, and I still have limited funds. I'm still having to pay back a debt that had been incurred during my second marriage, and I don't focus on that. The Lord gives me the faith to go forth and to trust that the provision will be there, and to enjoy my life every minute, every second of the day. Like when I'm driving, the enemy oftentimes can come in and give you thoughts. So I take those thoughts captive. I shut them down within about 2 or 3 words, but you have to perceive the thoughts that you're having. If you start to allow the enemy to give you a full thought, a full sentence comes out that you end up buying into, it can ruin your entire day, it can ruin entire week, entire month, entire year, entire life. So you have to discern, is that the thought of the enemy trying to come upon me? And if it is, cast it away, bind it, rebuke it, pray in tongues, put on praise music, and go out and have fun. Go out and enjoy your life. The enemy hates that when you're enjoying your life. Like today, this morning, I went down to work out at this local gym, and it was interesting because one of the family members here had a membership there, but the key wouldn't work when he tried to get it to work. There was nobody there inside the gym, and so I was ready to say, well, let's maybe try another gym. I can go to a different place. They have one other gym here in town, and well, before I know it, this woman drives up in a pickup truck, and she ends up putting her key in, and it works. So I was able to get in, and I was able to pay $5 and work out. So the Lord took care of the need. I didn't complain. If I could have said, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. How many of us complain every day? We can't do that, because then you're on the enemy's territory, and he's laughing and he's enjoying it because he's got you. And you have to speak life and speak positive and enjoy every circumstance. And it was interesting, after I was done working out, I asked the woman, how far we were from Canada. She said it was about 1.5 miles away. I was like, wow, that's amazing. It's that close. And she said, yeah, a lot of Canadians come down, on Thursdays, and they spend the weekend, and they have a lot of fun here on the lake. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I asked her, are there any local places that I could walk at, any walking paths? And she said, yeah, there's like a path that's like a river walk that's next to the river. And so I found that this morning, and I walked on a little bit, and it had a sign for bears. I love nature. I love being out here, where there's mountains, because you can just feel the presence of the Lord. It's so peaceful and so beautiful. And they also have, I've learned, they have mountain lions here. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is really cool. It reminds me when I went to Alaska a couple of times, and how, you're out in nature, and it just feels different. I remember when I was in New York City, it does not feel like this, I did not feel much peace there. I felt a lot of stress and strife, and you could just feel it because the spirits were so strong there. And then when you come out here, it's like a lot of peace. You can be like a little doggy walking around, just enjoying yourself, and not having no cares in the world. And that's what the Lord wants you to focus on, is not your problems, not your issues, not your negative circumstances, but to speak life, to have fun, to enjoy your life. I'm having more fun than I've ever had in my life. And it's been a blessing, because I've not had to try to strive to do this ministry. It's growing organically. People around the world are getting set free and delivered from spirits that they never had, or never knew that they had, and never was told that they had. I understand a lot of the pastors that don't understand these spirits of Jezebel, Leviathan, and Ahab, but they're starting to catch the vision. And when they had me come in, the people in their church, their lives were changed instantly. A lot of them are, for the better, for the greater, for having more peace and being able to hear the Lord's voice more clearly, and not striving and not trying to come against what the pastors are trying to do. And of course, there's maybe some pastors that have the spirits of Jezebel and Leviathan and or Ahab. We don't want any of those. Those are so prevalent in the church. That's why the Lord has me focus on those, get people set free from them. And it just comes down to choosing to forgive all those that hurt us, which we primarily get them through father wounds and mother wounds and any type of sexual violations. And then we choose to forgive them, truly choose to forgive them. That starts to take away the legal right of the enemy to be upon them. And then we need to repent for any pride that we have, that spirit of Leviathan. Job 41, verse 34 talks about it's king over all the children of pride. And when you get rid of your pride, when you humble yourself and you choose to forgive, then you can command the spirits to go. And you don't hear that chatter in your mind anymore from the enemy. Your mind is at peace. You know, it's just so peaceful here. And you get to enjoy your life, no matter what. If you have any money or no money, you can still enjoy it. You can still find things to do. I remember a friend of mine that I actually interviewed the other day. She had said that she was down to her last few quarters. You know, she used to be a Hollywood actress, very successful, made a lot of money, walked away from it to serve the Lord because she didn't have peace. And then she found peace. But there was a time where she needed to do laundry and she only had a few quarters left and had to go into a laundromat, you know, and the Lord was humbling her, taking her through a process. There's a lot of people that have the Jezebel Leviathan spirits that are very prideful, very arrogant, and they don't want to give up those spirits. They like having the pride that some people look at them and think that they're really godly when they're not, you know. So there's a process that we have to go through. But it is fun to enjoy life, and it's fun to tick off the enemy. I mean, who doesn't want to tick off the enemy, you know, by having some enjoyment in life and to have fun, because he loves it when you're moaning. He loves it when you're groaning. So don't moan, don't groan, but laugh, smile, have fun, encourage, lift up. You know, I have another friend, and her circumstances are not, you know, not very good, and yet she's an extreme encourager, and I love it because, you know, she's encouraging so many people, and they would never guess that she has, you know, her current situation in life. You know, it is improving, and it's going to improve dramatically, but she speaks life, she speaks positive, and she does enjoy her life on limited funds. So we can all do that. You know, I know some that are billionaires that didn't have fun, that were tormented dramatically, and they could have done anything they wanted to with all the money they had, but they heard the voice of the enemy constantly, and it drove them into so much torment. It was hell on earth. And then when they got set free, then they had peace, and then they were able to enjoy life. So basically, go out there today and enjoy yourself. You know, whether you are around mountains. In fact, let me flip this around. Whether you are around mountains, whether you are at lakes, whether you're in a local park, whether you have a river, I always find it to be much more peaceful and enjoyable when I'm around nature, you know, than when I'm in a city. So you may have to, you know, get on your bike and ride it and just enjoy yourself. Let me do a little zoom in here. There's a boat out there. And I'll say this too, because I've had this come up a lot of times, where people have parents, a mom or a dad, that have these spirits of Jezebel Leviathan, and they're controlling, and they are desperate for the love from their parents. And what they will do is they will continue to get hit by them verbally over and over and over in that desire to be unconditionally loved. Sometimes you have to walk away from your parents because they are unhealthy, because they have demons, and you have to love them from afar and try to help them get set free. Because if you don't, you may get sucked back in to those demonic spirits and be controlled by them, and to be continuing to be hurt and never coming into the calling that the Lord has for you. So pretty here. Feels like I'm in a different world. And it's nice and cool. It's probably, I don't know, 66 degrees. Towards the horses, just to see if I still have a connection. So let me back up here. There we go. I'm going to walk around the side here of the house, and hopefully the connection will still be here. trying to think where the horses went to. They have a couple of other horses as well. They're like further up that way, but they have two that are right here. I don't see them right now. But I think what I might do is go for a ride around here with the horses. That would be fun. That would help to take off the enemy. So anyway, well, I don't see the horses right now. I heard doves earlier when I was out in town in Eureka going for a walk. All right, so let me flip this on. So tomorrow night here at the home, we'll be doing a Freedom Night. So come on out. It's at 7 p.m. at 335 Country Lane in Rixford, Montana. It's on my website. It's on the Facebook page. Also to let you know, I didn't have this. I forgot, I guess, to get it scheduled because I've been so busy. But tomorrow, or Saturday from 1 to 5, we're doing a training and equipping. So for those of you that want to help others to get set free here in Montana, the Lord always has me do a deliverance like on a Friday night and doing a training on a Saturday. So that'll be 1 to 5 on Saturday. There's a lot of people coming out for that as well. I've just added that to my Facebook page. I'm going to add it to my website as well. So that's going on. And then Monday night I will be in Hart, Butte, Montana, which is on a Blackfeet Indian reservation. So that will be the first time I've ever done a deliverance Freedom Night there. That'll be at 6 o'clock because it's about a 3-hour drive, 3.5 hour drive from this house to there. And then I'm going to come back, get home a little after midnight on Monday night. And then next week, Wednesday night through Saturday, I will be in Spokane, Washington at the Davenport Grand Hotel doing a conference. Some of my team members are going to be there, so a special call out to Dawn and her sister Autumn and brother Jesse will all be there, helping others to get set free and delivered. It'll be awesome. Also, Sherelle's going to be there, another friend from the Tri-Cities. So come on out for those of you in the Spokane area. And then, anyway, I'm going to be all around the Washington area, also in Idaho, Post Falls, Idaho. I'll be there, I think it's August the 20th. And maybe, well, anyway, there's lots of stuff happening. So again, if you guys are in the West and you want me to come make a visit to your location, then just reach out to me. Send me a private message because I'm planning to be in the California area in September, like maybe either late August through early September. Then I'm going to Arizona, like the middle part of September, then New Mexico near the end of September, maybe the Dallas area, the latter part of September, early October. Then I'm going back to Houston, the second week of October. And then October 13th, 14th, I'll be in Tennessee at a family reunion that's not open to the public. It's in Henderson, but the next day, the 14th, is open to the public. So then also going to be in Kentucky the 21st. Looks like maybe Cleveland, Ohio, the end of October, and then down to New Orleans, November 9th and 10th. So busy, busy, busy. So again, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, no matter what. Do not let the enemy get you down. Don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive, speak life. I know Joel Osteen speaks a lot about that, speaking life, speaking positive. You know, tick off the enemy by having fun, enjoying your life. Even if you have no money, even if your circumstances look awful, don't listen to the enemy. Take every thought captive, bind and rebuke him. If you need to get delivered, get delivered. If you're trying to, come against your fellow godly people, don't do that because that brings curses upon you. The Lord doesn't want you to do that. So he wants you to speak life. There may be some things you have to go through in life, but you want to use that to help others. You don't want to focus on the negative stuff that the enemy has done through others to you. You want to focus on what comes out of that, the positive. And that's where sometimes you have to be real. Sometimes you have to share the truth with what circumstances that maybe you had endured so that you can help others. That's why it's powerful. The testimonies, where I came from. I was thinking I was a, godly man, and I was not. I was I was not in the right space. But then in 2008, the Lord changed everything, and then I became more pure the way the Lord wanted me to be able to take on this ministry. So anyway, all righty. So enjoy your life today. Have fun. And maybe go get on a horse if you have an opportunity to. Don't climb on a bear or a mountain lion. You need to stay away from those. So anyways. Alrighty, I will let you guys go. See you later. Love ya. Bye-bye.